This is pharmaphorum web editor Nicole Raleigh, and I am on site in Berlin for ESMO 2025. With me today is Tadaaki Taniguchi, who is Astellas' Chief Research and Development Officer. A pleasure to speak with you today, Tadaaki.
Great to see you. Thank you for inviting me.
So at this year's Congress, Astellas has been presenting new clinical data, including results from the Phase 3 EV303, also known as Keynote 905 clinical trial in a presidential symposium. And so Tadaaki and I will discuss some of this data from its 10 abstracts. If we begin with the data from that Phase 3 EV303, also known as, I say, Keynote 905 clinical trial, evaluating enfortumab vedotin in combination with pembrolizumab as neoadjuvant and adjuvant treatment before and after surgery, for those wondering, versus surgery alone, the current standard of care, in patients with muscle-invasive bladder cancer who are not eligible for or decline cisplatin-based chemotherapy. I was wondering, Tadaaki, if you could summarize what was presented and explain exactly what this means within this disease setting.
Thank you. I think firstly, I can talk about this disease. This is very difficult to treat, particularly this type of patient who are actually cisplatin ineligible, massive invasive bladder cancer, had very little treatment choices, which is only the cystectomy is available option. So we think this is a huge unmet medical need with this. So I think this data, EV303 trial, actually showing really strong benefit of EV plus pembro, as a neoadjuvant and cystectomy followed by adjuvant. So the first thing that I really want to talk about is EFS, which is the primary endpoint. It's really showing the strong benefit of this combination. Mm-hmm. And I think this is hugely important that we see that patient treating with the EV plus pembro actually showing the 60% risk reduction compared to the standard of care. Which is significant. We also see that OS, overall survival, also met and actually showing the clinical meaningful and statistical difference between comparator and this combination, which is also great news for the patient, that patient can survive longer, mm-hmm. significantly from the current standard of care. Which is really amazing. In addition to that, we show, pathological CR mm-hmm. is also significantly higher in this combination compared to, the standard of care. And the data showing that pathological CR rate is actually more than 50%, which is, we never see in this population that mm-hmm. having such high pathological CR PCR rate. So this is really exciting for the great news for the patient.
Very exciting indeed. Thank you for sharing that with us. So if we look at the long-term follow-up data from the EV302 clinical trial now, exploring the utility of enfortumab vedotin in combination with pembrolizumab for patients with challenging baseline characteristics, including older patients with locally advanced or metastatic urothelial cancer and those with comorbidities such as diabetes and chronic kidney disease. Can you tell us more about that?
I think this patient has comorbidity like diabetes and other, the significant comorbidity. These patients really have very less tolerable usually for the standard care, such as in the previous standard care, I must say, the cisplatin-based chemotherapy. Mm-hmm. So I think this is also hugely important that the plus pembro actually developing the significant clinical meaningful efficacy in this population and with a good safety profile, which is really encouraging to see, bringing more new medicine, chemo-free medicine to the patient who actually have a such difficult condition.
Absolutely. And would you like to discuss the final data from the Phase 3 EMBARK trial that was assessing overall survival with enzalutamide in combination with luprolide and as monotherapy in patients with non-metastatic hormone-sensitive prostate cancer? also known as non-metastatic castration-sensitive prostate cancer, with high-risk biochemical recurrence?
Yeah, I think this is the final, overall survival data. We already reported the, other data, including, PFS and others. But I think this is also important that, this is relatively early stage of, prostate cancer. And, I think in even this population, this EMBARK trial showing a significant, clinical benefit with the ADT plus Xtandi actually showing significant and longer OS in this population. So I think, of course, we see that a lot of important progress is going in the prostate cancer area, but I think this is particularly important. Early stage prostate cancer patient has much longer OS with this treatment. So this is a really important data that we can actually transform the way to treat MSPC patient.
Thank you. Additionally, there was first clinical data from Astellas' investigational Claudin 18.2 targeted next generation bispecific CD3 T-cell engager, ASP2138, both as a monotherapy and in combination with standard of care therapy for solid tumors. So, Tadaaki, I was just wondering, how does this reinforce Astellas' continued leadership in the Claudin 18.2 targeted precision medicine space?
Thank you. So just talking about Claudin 8.2 targeted agent, we already have zolbetuximab is actually approved as a first-line gastric cancer in combination with the chemotherapy. I think this is also a great product. We actually saw in the extension of OS compared to current standard of chemotherapy. But I also thinking that, because this product is really targeting Claudin high population. So what we're actually looking at, the ASP2138, which is Claudin 8.2, and CD3, the bispecific T-cell engager, is actually have an opportunity to even broaden the target, including Claudin low and mid expression in addition to the Claudin high. So this is a concept that we actually started working because I think this is the product is actually have opportunity to bring the CD3 T-cell into a tumor microenvironment that this T-cell can target the tumor cell more directly. So this concept is really showing the great efficacy in the current in addition to the current standard of care, which is a chemo plus CPI. So our, the poster session actually disclosed the data from phase 1, in first-line gastric cancer. And it's actually showing the quite good overall response over the 63%, and which is really remarkable to compare to the current standard of care. We also seen the good duration response that we actually hope that this product is also going to provide additional treatment option for the first-line gastric cancer.
Thank you. This is good news, potentially good news. So there's been quite a bit of good news in terms of innovation and research at ESMO 2025, and I was wondering if we can consider the Congress as a whole now. For you, what have been the key takeaways this year? And indeed, all things considered, what do you predict for the oncological space in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think I see the great progress of the treatment oncology in general, and particularly this year, ESMO also showing a lot of interesting, the data is actually presented, including our Padcev plus Pembro, which is ADC plus CPI, but also see and other ADC and also looking at the new modalities such as the LIPTAC, and of course we also working on the protein degrader and so on. So the interesting to see that in the oncology area that we see much more variable, broad spectrum of the modalities coming to this space. And what we see that opportunity is, of course, these type of the modality, including the T-cell engagers, bispecific engager, and as well as PROTAC and new ADC. I think obviously this is a very important new medicine that we can target the later line of cancer, but also we need to really think on how to use this modality better by combining with other medicine. Of course, starting with the current SOC, but also the future that we can actually going to really looking at how to bring this medicine and then really try to get out of, for example, chemotherapy from a first line. Then patients have much better treatment that they don't suffer from a lot of unnecessary safety issues that we can bring much safer product. This is exactly what we are actually working on. The paddocet, pembrolizumab replacing the cisplatin-based chemotherapy, which is really very difficult for the patient. A patient to actually have chemo-free treatment, have much better tolerability. The patient can have better life and even longer life with this kind of combination. That's the future that we are actually thinking about, how to transform the cancer treatment with the new modality and new approach, and partnership among the pharma as well as the biotech and academia is going to be a key for the success.
Thank you very much for your time today, Tadaaki. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much.